So I think what's interesting of my research is that we do very basic material science, if you like, on controlling the self-assembly and directing the assembly of structural biopolymers, and in particular silk fibering, to make advanced materials. Okay, and so we develop new nanofabrication rules that can be used to make what are called hierarchically structured materials. But then we're probably the only group that applies these fabrication rules for agriculture or for food security. So we're developing materials that are not intended to be used, advanced materials that are not intended to be used for optoelectronics, or are not intended to be used for high-performing mechanical materials, are not intended to be used for in the biological realms, meaning as a biomedical application. But we think about the application of these materials in plants and in foods. And I think this is the kind of uniqueness of my lab and what we're trying to do. So we do have a very basic effort in material science about how we can direct the assembly of the material, but then the application that we have in mind is different than what everybody else is thinking. So something that might also interest ILP people in generally is not only the application in agriculture, but is also the basic effort on making advanced materials. We are taking a material that has been engineered by nature to be a very high-performing fibers. We go back to a water suspension, so to a molecular state, where nanoaggregates are suspended in water, and then we remove the water in order to drive the assembly of the materials. And while we do that, we can thinking about engineering how the materials assembles, again, by engineering the water removal process. But the beauty of it is that we're using a material that has been engineered to become a hierarchically structured nanomaterials. And so we can thinking about discovering new process to obtain these very fine advanced materials, and then thinking of universal rules that allows us to apply this process also to synthetic materials. So we want to learn from nature nanofabrication techniques that then can be used for synthetic materials.